Hi, I'm John Hart, and welcome back to Mr. America Hart. Today's kind of a fun show because we're going over and awarding the Best Upper Body Part Awards to the most notable bodybuilders of the Golden Era. That would be the years between 1967 and 1980-ish, I'm saying, okay? So, if I'm a little off by a year or a half a year or so, let's not kill the messenger here. So I'm going to get right to it, okay? Head and shoulders above the rest, starting with the shoulders. I'm calling it out right now. Every Golden Era bodybuilder calls the name of Don Howarth when they talk about shoulders. Don Howarth was the 1967 IFBB Mr. America, and he was, in fact, known for having beautiful, round, full shoulder development, anterior, posterior, medial head of that deltoid stood out from every angle. And I'm also going to include in this Dennis Tinerino, who happened to be the co-Mr. America that year, 1967, in the AAU organization. Isn't it ironic that both of them in 1967 had some of the best shoulders of all time, but specifically in the Golden Era, they did stand out head and shoulders above the rest. So I'm going with both Don Howarth, and I'm including Dennis Tinerino in that group with him. The two of them certainly had amazing genetics, but you can add into that they trained their shoulders correctly and brought out that full round development in those shoulders. So that's it for shoulders. I'm moving on into the back. The back in particular, it's a beautiful body part. I'm calling it Robbie Robinson. Robbie Robinson, especially in that back double bicep pose. I mean, the thing was freaky. He had every muscle group back there. If you don't know, as a judge, I've judged many bodybuilding contests, the back double bicep pose in particular is not just about the lat. It's about the forearms, bicep, tricep, brachialis, delts, trap, upper and lower trap, the neck, the head position, the lats, the rotator cuff muscles. It's about all of that, the lower back development, the taper that goes down to the waist. Robbie had it all in that one pose in particular, and it was so strong that I'm calling it a clear win in the overall back for Robbie Robinson. Now, I have to do some honorable mentions on that one, because when we talk about doing a lat spread, on the other hand, there were two bodybuilders in particular who stand out as well. Franco Columbu. Franco did this lat spread. It was crazy. He did a lat spread, and there was literally no space between his elbows and the lats. He pointed it out in many articles over the years that he was particularly proud of that, and he should have been, because his lats were just crazy. Now, Franco also looked great in back double bicep, as well as some twisting back poses, as I'll show you. But, you know, in essence, for my taste, his arms were a little bit short. I'm just calling it out, okay, with all due respect, and may he rest in peace. I loved Franco, very, very nice man as well. But an amazing, amazing back in the lat spread pose in particular. The other notable, mentionable with that lat spread, Tony Pearson, from the front, from the back, that lat spread on Tony Pearson, whew, he was a Mr. America in 1978, in that 1976-1978 area. He was very competitive in the amateur ranks, went on to become a pro and compete in the IFBB. A great front and rear lat spread. So there we have it, Robbie Robinson, but then we also have the notables, Mr. Olympia Franco Columbu, and then we have Mr. America, Mr. Universe, Tony Pearson, okay, for the back. The chest, here we go. Now, this one's going to just jump right out at you. Arnold, all the way. Arnold, that side chest pose, man, that most muscular, that crab most muscular, when he hit that crab most muscular, boy, whew, that chest was amazing. Striated, thick, full, the shape. Even when he stood still on stage with his arms down at his side, his chest was amazing. It looked great from every angle, in every pose, even in a non-pose, just standing there. It looked great. And you'll notice in one of the pictures I just showed you, in that side chest, in the background, we saw who I would give an honorable mention to on that body part, his buddy, Franco Columbu. Franco, isn't it ironic? Both of them being best friends and then training their chest together for so many years. They both had great chest development. Franco had a freaky side chest. When he hit that side chest pose, man, striations, but we also had this deep line in the middle between the upper, the pec minor and the major. Man, that deep groove, that split in the middle of his chest was crazy. And it just set off his whole physique. Now, it's interesting because a lot of people just say Franco, Franco, Franco. But I have to think of it overall. In every single pose, Arnold's chest looked fantastic. So I'm giving it to Arnold. Now look, arms. We're down to the arms. I'm going to go right to the overall. Let me save that for the end. Let's just start with biceps. Biceps in the arms. Arnold, all the way Arnold. That bicep of his, boy, wow, wow. The right one, the left one, he had a little bit of a different shape to each one. But man, that right one was a mountain peak. That bicep that he had was full length. It was amazing. It was thick, shaped really well. And of course, he showed it off in all of his poses. So famous for his bicep development. I'm giving number one to number one, Arnold, that bicep. Triceps. Mike Menser. Mike Menser. Old teacher of mine, mentor of mine, Mike Menser. That tricep that he had was full, thick, didn't matter if he was posing it, relaxed, that tricep just hung off the back of his arm. When he posed it, it was striated. He used multiple poses, as you see, doing tricep-specific poses to show off his assets. Those triceps were not just thick, shapely, full length, they were super strong too. So, Mike Menser for triceps. Forearms, man. Casey Viator, those forearms that he had were freaky from the time he was a teenager. Obviously, he had great genetics. And then he carried it into his bodybuilding as an amateur and then winning the Mr. America and then going on into becoming a pro in the IFBB. He had amazing forearms. In every pose, those things stood out. And they were humongous from the time he was a teenager. You can't help but notice them on him. So forearms, Casey Viator. I'm going to give an overall arm award out though and mention to the overall best arm. This is going to surprise you. In the Golden Era, this man competed straight through the 70s into the early 80s at least. And then he ran into a little bit of trouble past that point later on in life. But I'm giving it to Bertil Fox. Yes. The man had a complete overall arm. Bicep, huge. Striated, great shape. Both of them on both sides, pretty equally shaped as well. Splits in those biceps. Triceps, full length, great shape. All three heads of that tricep. Forearms, gigantic. I mean, in every pose, at every angle, his arm looked amazing. So I have to give the overall best arm of the Golden Era to Bertil Fox. So that's it. My best body part awards for the Golden Era notable bodybuilders. Listen, I love to hear your opinion down below. Give me your comments on this. I want to hear who you think had the best of each one of those body parts. Let me know. I love reading those comments. And hey, before you leave, if you're liking these videos, off to your right, hit the subscribe button, that red subscribe button, and off to your left, give the channel a thumbs up or the video a thumbs up. Really appreciate it. And look for the second part to this video coming soon. That would be the best lower body part awards of the Golden Era. Thank you very much from my heart to you, John Hart. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe below and feel free to comment on this video.